be one of the judges later on when you're cooking your main dish. Okay, so can you put your hands together, please, for James? James, of course, has been on the Specialised Chefs course, so this is the chance to ask him lots of questions.
Good morning, everybody. How was that? Tough? Was it alright? Good. So, my name's James Golding. I'm the chef director of the Pig Group, and I am a graduate of the Specialised Chef course. So, I started the course back in, I believe it was 1994, September. I'm looking to Mr. Bowden because he was there and he probably remembers better than I do. But in 1994, in September, I started the course. I'm from Christchurch, which, for those of you who don't know, is a small town on the south coast. I was one of the youngest students on the course. I was 16 when I joined. And I remember doing that onion and cartouche test. But back in the day, it wasn't in this format. You were sort of in a classroom in Bournemouth College with Mr. Bowden sitting there sort of staring at you while you were shaking, holding the knife, trying not to cut your fingers off. But the Specialised Chef course for me was one of the most important years of my life. You know, the whole course, you know, as your parents say, school is, you know, the best years of your life. For me, the Specialised Chef course was the best years of my life. The first 3 months obviously are spent at the college where you're sort of semi-prepared for what you're about to enter into, but to be honest, you know, when you get to your placement, it's absolutely incredible. You know, it's a little bit scary, but also very, very exciting. I did my apprenticeship at Savoy under Anton Ederman back in the day before they did the refurb, and I'll never forget the day I went up to meet Anton Ederman. I went with Jenny Brett, who is one of the other people who run the course, and we pulled up in a black cab to the Savoy Hotel. And for those of you that have been there, it's very, very grand. There's a big sort of, you know, there's a drive up to it, and it's all gold and silver and mirrored. And I just remember as a 16-year-old sort of walking through that foyer there, I was thinking, wow, you know, this is something very, very special. And then you sort of, I walked into the kitchen, and it was a Escoffier's kitchen back in the day. So those of you that know Escoffier, he was like the grandfather of cooking, and Escoffier ran that kitchen. And I just remember walking in there, and there was a big plaque on the wall with, you know, Escoffier and the dates. And I just remember the smell and the noise and everybody just running around. I mean, back in the day there was, how many sections? Do you remember how many sections? I think it's 10 sections. And on every section you had 4 to 5 chefs. So if you think about the amount of chefs that were in that one kitchen, I think when I started there was over 100 chefs in a kitchen, you know, and every section was broken up into the potage, which did all the soups and pastas. You had the hot fish, the sauce, the veg, the roast, the hors d'oeuvre, you know, and all of that. So it was just a manic experience walking in there, and I just remember sort of sitting in the office being interviewed there, you know, thinking, oh my God, what have I got myself into? You know? But you know, going on from that, I did 4 years in total at the Savoy. I did nearly every section, and like I said, it was the best years of my life. You know, the Specialised Chef course for me, not only at the college but also at the Savoy, taught me all of the fundamental key basics of French cookery, which, you know, in modern English cookery, you know, or modern European, which is what I do now, you know, all of those fundamental techniques and all of those basic kind of, you know, sauces and everything that you need to learn early on, you know, the course, it gives you all of that knowledge. And I started the Pig, and for those of you that don't know the Pig is it's a semi-self-sustainable restaurant, and we have 4 properties now: Studland, Bath, the Forest, and Southampton. And basically, we decided that we wanted to create something that was sustainable, but also interesting and supportive of our local community. Now, all of this sort of stuff stems from my days on the Specialised Chef course. Because I grew up in the area, I always wanted to go away and work in London and work abroad, but it was very important for me to also come back to the place where I grew up and actually make a difference to a certain extent. And that's why we set up the Pig where we did. And the Pig is now in the top 15 hotels in the world. we got voted that last week. The Pig in the Forest is the country's most sustainable restaurant. We've run that 3 years in a row, and it's been voted in the top 100 restaurants in the country 3 years in a row now as well.
You're also going to demonstrate the classic dish for us, aren't
We're
you?
going to do it together, aren't we?
We'll do it together. We'll do it together. And James will be around while you're having lunch, so I'm sure
If
he's
any
open to
questions,
any
please
questions
come
you want to
ask
go
me.
and talk to him.